Hello, you love grinding, cats and dolls of YouTube land. I'm the anti-hero drink, and as always, gamers. Thank you for tuning in. Listen to this beautiful mug talk about RPG video games. Slogan aside, gamers, something that annoys almost every single RPG player, especially on the J-style front, is individuals saying that the narrative qualities of J-style RPGs are out of date, that they're no fun, and that they're too fucking linear. And to some credit, some of that is actually true. The games are linear, and I will admit that Japan does, especially when it comes to its J-style RPGs, really like to go pull on a lot of elements of fantasy that some people might actually find out of date. But I had a conversation where individuals were trying to go tell me that because of those aspects, Western style RPGs succeed better at storytelling and a narrative plot. Where I have to go say no. And this is not a bias because RPG Mayhem, I made this channel because I loved J-style RPG video games. I made this channel because I love the commitment to story that J-style RPG video games had. They had such commitment and passion behind their stories. This is why when you look at a top 20 list or top 25 list of RPG video games, that list is predominantly, can't believe I got that mixed up, but predominantly beating out almost every other class of RPGs because J-style RPGs just had so much heart in their narrative and storytelling is what I want to go convey to you gamers. This is why I started RPG Mayhem, because I love games like Dragon Age. I love games like Dragon Age, I love games like Mass Effect, I love the Fallout series, I love Skyrim. To a degree, it's a little too fancy for me, but I love Skyrim. Baldur's Gate was the fucking shit growing up. I loved the Dark Alliance. I played my fair share of Western RPG video games, and I even have fun with my Borderlands, and at times I guess Destiny could be fun if whatever. But the point when I started RPG Mayhem, I chose J-style RPGs out of every other category of RPG video games out there. And as I've said 100 times before, and I'll say it now, you viewers of YouTube land, J-style RPGs had just that commitment and passion to raw story. I love my older video games. Do I have some? Like, I have some right now. Give me a second. I loved Saga Frontier. Was a awesome game. I should go link in the fucking trailer. That trailer was so epic when I was growing up as a kid. I know when you're a kid, you're young, dumb, and stupid, and you don't know what it is. But brother against brother, husband against wife, it just had this, you just heard drums going. War is fucking coming. Combat is fucking coming. Somebody could be your enemy, then somebody could be your ally. This is Saga Frontier. It was epic. It was so epic. It just drew me in. I was like, holy fucking shit. Yeah. Really cool game. If you're into the older look, it's very combat-ishy. I haven't played it in a while, so I can't really go talk into great detail about it. But when I was younger, I was like, I want to play that. And it had a cool narrative. But let's go talk about things I can go talk about in a lot more detail. Now, this did not have a great trailer, but every single friend that I had that played this game, Xeno fucking Gears, literally grabbed me, shook me, and said, nah, you gotta play Xenogears. I'm like, no. They had to go shake me a second time. You have to play Xenogears. Oh my god, for everybody out there who bitches about J-style RPGs or the same shit over and over and over again. Have you ever played a fucking game where your character had fucking split personality and one side could be completely sane and the other side could be fucking this sadistic fucking militarized fucking alter ego type of fucking shit? Oh my god, Xenogears is so epic. It's still like the quote on my DeviantArt page where I said, look, you can go play your typical hero A fights bad guy B to save Planet X RPG video game, or you can go play fucking Xenogears where God's a giant planet destroying fucking robot. Angels are like these giant robotic Gundam-like looking things. The plot was so deep, it was really interesting, and it wasn't a simple good guy A versus bad guy B scenario. you actually kind of go feel for, I guess you would go say, the protagonist of the series and his motivations behind why he did what it is he actually did. That's the commitment to story that I find in J-style RPGs that I feel is missing from Western style RPGs. Don't get me wrong, with graphics and details, there are a lot of great Western style RPGs out there. I like The Witcher. I like the new Deus Ex. I like where they're going with these games. I like Fallout. I like Borderlands. It's fun. Those games are definitely fun. I just don't ever get that feeling or that adrenaline rush of excitement with certain of these games. Deus Ex kind of a little bit, but then when you actually play the game, raindrop effect gamers, it's awesome. It's beautiful looking. It's hype, but it's not the hype that I'd actually say it played out to be, but it was still a fun and interesting game, and I felt I got my money's worth. But when playing older RPGs, I just really feel that the devs really did, because of the lack of technology, the lack of pushing graphical fidelity, that these games really did harper a lot on their story, that they really did try to push a really cool narrative. Another game, if I can find it real quick, not Parasite Eve. I would love to talk about you, but not you right now. Here we go. Another game, if I could go talk about real quick, gamers, sorry about that. Fucking Wild Arms. I've said this before, that Wild Arms is literally like the Wild Wild West of Final Fantasy video games. And it really hits on a lot of the notes that I wanted to go talk about, in talking about how storytelling was so much different back then, and why I kind of wanted to go start this channel. Wild Arms gave you that Western vibe. It gave you that gritty, dusty feeling. I'm really thinking a lot of Wild Arms opening trailers, and a lot of them start off kind of in the desert. Kind of see the little gust of wind, smoking, pushing by dust and sand, tumbleweed. But it just gave you that Western feel and vibe from the music, just from the art angles and scenes, from the cut scenes. It had a very cool Western vibe. And I mean like a really cool, natural Western vibe. Not like a Japanese man's idea of what the West was. No. You could be an American player, you could play this game, and you would get that Western vibe. I have friends to this day who wish that Wild Arms was their first video game they ever played, because they would love it more than Final Fantasy. They love Wild Arms so much because they believe it is the Final Fantasy of the freaking Wild Wild West. With your characters, their arms, the gameplay, the scenarios. It's a really cool thing, and a lot of that is submitted not with all this technical stuff, but with its story, with its characters, how the characters are introduced, how the characters evolve over the course of the story of the game. The scenarios and the villains do play out a big role in it. And of course, the landscape and the setup where the game takes place does cement where the game is at. But that Western vibe, you're not going to go achieve that just from throwing some tumbleweed in your video game. It is really the attitude of the characters and just the layout of the story and the narrative that really cements that in J-style RPG video games. And that's why I harken so much on saying that while Western RPGs are doing a lot, don't get me wrong, The Witcher is doing a fantastic series, and I'm like, fuck, I'm glad that happened. I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077. That really looks cool. I'm looking forward to Technomancer when that comes out. That looks really, really cool. But I would still say that there's a lot of RPG video games that even developers in the West draw a lot of their inspiration from, that came from J-style RPG video games. So as far as narrative and story goes, I'm not trying to go fanboy for J-style RPGs, because there have been some games that fucking suck. Truth be told, they suck. But when they suck, we're usually open about it. At least I am. I told you that Final Fantasy 13 fucking sucked. I told you that MS Gundam Saga fucking sucked. That it's not fun. That it's not interesting. And again, I even said that I didn't enjoy Dragon's Crown. But then again, some people were just like, I wasn't looking in the right direction for what I should have been getting out of that game. But the point of the matter is, I'm not trying to fanboy for J-style RPGs. There's just something about it. When they really hit you hard with a story, they're really trying to go sell you their story. They're really trying to go sell you your character. They're not trying to sell you an open world, a big environment, or just this grandiose, beautiful looking giant sandbox that you can play in. It's the story, it's the characters, and it's just the narrative. That's the heart of a J-Stout RPG. That's why I started RPG Mayhem. That's why I want to go continue putting out RPG content for this channel, because that's what I want to go convey to you gamers, that those games really did have something to offer. And if you have a chance, you should go definitely check out some of these older games. Thank you for listening this long. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what I had to go say, hit that lickety like button. If you want to go leave a comment, definitely leave a comment below. Still, YouTube's wonky, but if I get it, I will answer back as soon as I possibly can. And as always, hit the subscribe button, because I would love you to be, I guess, a part of my channel. And peace and later, gamers.